Hi everyone. Why has it changed? How are you all doing? Let me just unmute Twitch. There you go. Twitch isn't muted anymore. How's everyone doing? What has everyone been up to? But yes, today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be covering building more of my game document up, which I have been doing since past few days. I have also been doing the painstaking bit in the asset folders because it turns out whenever you import these in, the textures don't stay on, and yeah, it kinda causes issues. So I've actually had to go through a lot of these assets, rebuild all the textures up, and I still haven't got half of these done yet. It's like reactor wall. 9 out of 10 times, one thing I will say, I can tell what textures it's going to have. It's probably one of these. It's literally, I can just guess what it's going to be. But yes, I'm going to be focusing on getting the environment, not the environment built, the game document a little bit more fleshed out. So I am going to close that for the time being. So hopefully by next week I can actually have a game that runs on its own. Just do one thing. I actually don't have a podcast announcement on this. I can do, but okay. Now it's done. I can return to the game document. Okay, so I have worked on a bit more of this since we had the last stream on Friday, which is going to be one of my normal days because I'm going to stream in Mondays, Tuesdays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Hopefully, I'll have my new chassis. So I haven't really touched the scope because the scope of the project really hasn't changed. I have listed these things off. Environment is already specified. I kinda do want to get some screenshots to chuck into this so I've got some future pointing. I do need to finish this bit off because actually let's work on this now. Unexplored station. Ooh, that could be an interesting thing. Put communication logs. They really shouldn't be that hard to do. Communication logs. Tools to fix vents if broken. Door keys. So one of the limitations I have discovered whilst working inside Godot, I don't have access to the normal selection of tools I would normally have. So when I'm doing certain things inside Godot, I can't edit children like I would do in Unity, which is kind of annoying because I would love to have animations on certain doors. So one of the things I can't open, which I would have loved to be able to open, was vents. However, the door is attached to a child. No, sorry. The frame has the door as a child, and in Godot I can't edit. So that's going to be a like fade to black and then entry. Okay. So we've got key cards, tools to fix the vent, which will be the first one. Ooh, circuits. So things like circuitry to fix the door. What else would I need? Because I don't want to put health. I want the play to be a one-hit kill. Or I could have it as a regen. Do you know what? Give the player, what, 3 hits before they go down? Don't want to give them weapons. Power cores. Reason for the power cores, because they need to get some for the ship at the end. Then it's going to work on play movesets, which is walk, stealth crouch. Is it really stealth crouching? Or is it just crouching? I need at least 4 deaths. Which would be... Death 1. Shot to death. Death 2. Actually, what I will do is I will turn these into numbers compared to this. Game, please. Oh my god. Hit from behind. Side. Hit from front. Oh my god, I didn't hit go live. Hi everyone! I can't believe I just didn't hit go live on YouTube. How's everyone doing? Oh, I cannot believe that. Oh wait, did I hit go live? I have no clue now. Anyway. Where was I? I want to bullet point these. Number Oh, what else do I need? Can I do pickup? I have no clue if I in my animation sets I've got a pickup animation. If I don't, I could be wedging myself, but pickup. Yeah, let's leave it for that for the time being, because I think I've got enough there. Because having health packs would make sense. Pickups, okay. Oh my god, I hate Windows. I hate the new UI 8.0 update. I don't know why, but the 8.0 keeps disconnecting my keyboard even though when I don't touch it. Is that going? No, and it's not in power save mode. Okay, let's go into controls. Again, why? Controls. Since I will be building it for my Xbox controller, well, this will be my main testing controller. Okay, so Let's map all the buttons. A, B, X, Y. Left stick. Left stick up and down. Let's go there. Left stick. Left. Right. Right stick. Down. Because I don't know if I'm actually going to code the game to have inputs on the buttons, on the stick buttons. Because if I do that, I need to work out what Godot's capabilities are, especially since it's on the mobile. Because if it doesn't detect the inputs, I could be up the creek. Up, down, left, right. Okay. Stick. Left. Right, then I just need D-pad. Now, here's the thing. I could actually code these to health packs. Or having a tool. Because you do need a tool to open the vents. Now, do I have it? Press A to pick up and use. Y for okay. Y for the in-game menu. I keep grabbing the wrong mouse. A is maybe pick up and use. B, let's go keep B as council. Also, let's capitalize these. No, X is definitely menu. I'm gonna put that as in-game menu. Y. How do I turn do as a double? Okay. I'm actually going to take use away from A and put it on X. Game, please. Keep that on use item. D-pad up. Health. Down. Map? Oh god, if I put map in, that means I'm going to have to build a map feature, and I do not know how to do that in Godot. Looks like we're going to try to figure it out. Map, I'm going to put if possible. Let's see. Left. Have it. I'm just going to leave it blank for the time being. Now the back triggers are going to be very interesting, because do I put the triggers as run and stealth? Because that could be a really interesting one, especially if I put like the left trigger as stealth and right trigger as run. Because the players, the enemies aren't going to have weapons per se. Well, ones that fire at least. They're going to have clubs, so they're going to have to be able to swing at you. So, if I put left trigger as do I put that as the run trigger or do I put that as stealth trigger? I'm going to put left trigger as run actually, because I'm just thinking whenever I'm playing games, I'm more likely, especially in a stealth game, I'm more likely to hold right trigger down to put me into stealth than left trigger. Left trigger generally is more me running. So I'm going to keep left trigger as run, right trigger is crouch. Let's get the buttons actually coded in. right button. Okay. That's run. That's crouch. Let's pick up use. Cancel menu. Oh my god, I got the two of us mixed up. Cut that. Paste that there. Cut that. Paste that there. Okay. Now I've got use item. Game menu correct way round. I don't have a throw animation. Okay, so since this game is actually going to be primarily coded just for the Xbox, I'm not going to do touchscreens, especially since this isn't going to be a touchscreen game. I could convert it into a touchscreen game later, but for the time being, I'm just going to keep it controller. Okay. Now I've got those. Got that. Environment, synopsis, game controller, game flow, gameplay. Let's work on the stages of development. So I've got... Hi, Shadow Nodes, how are you? Okay, so I've got the environment design. That's... I think I'll put that into 2 stages. But yeah, how are you doing today? Actually, let's check if my audio is coming across. Please say I've not just been purely muted. No, I haven't. Okay, so first stage. For environment design, because no, I've done game development on and off for the past 10 years. Problem is, I generally don't use game documents, but for this project I am, because I'm trying to get back into good working practices. I'm also very restricted on this current project because this is part of a challenge run where I have to build an entire game on my mobile. And I'm not joking. This is my phone. What? Game development on mobile? So I run. So do you know, are you familiar with the Samsung ecosystem? If you're not familiar with Samsung ecosystem, there is a pretty neat feature called DeX. This allows you to turn any phone with of the S series. You can also do it with your tablets and convert them into full PCs, into and almost a Android Windows machine. Okay, so ooh, that reminds me, I still haven't done something today. Okay, YouTube. Okay, Dex mode PC. Give me a second. Audio output. That's why it's not doing it. I need to output it to. Okay. Why are you not outputting it to? For Samsung phones with the S series, yes, it's a piece of software they've developed. It's like it basically turns Windows PCs into your phone into a PC. So I use it a lot when I'm in a hotel room, because if I'm staying in a hotel room, I can sit I can sit on the bed, have a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, send my screen to the PC, to the TV when my brain wants to work and gives me the words. But yeah, so, and it just gives you like a desktop experience. If you're an Apple user, I swear there's a program called Sidecar that allows you to plug in monitors into your phone. That could be something which is tablet exclusive. I'm not an Apple user, so I'm a Samsung user. I use a 25 and a S22 as my personal phone and work phone. I am using, for this project, my S22. But if you do use a Android tablet, where is that Android tablet actually? If you do use an Android tablet, there is So I've got like 2 sets of keyboards and mouse on my desk. There's this feature down here. It's called Smart View. I believe most tablets now have it. And what that does is, if you use that, you can cast your screen to a window onto your TV, but it will only display what's on screen. So if you are going to do this, have your phone landscape. Nice thing which Godot does is whenever you open it, this is when I found out I don't have Godot on this tablet, isn't it? Yep, because it's on my other tablet. Luckily, Godot is a tiny install. So I have intentionally chosen my S22 for this build, just to prove it's doable on older phones, because I don't want to be building it on my brand new S25, since the S25 runs, I think it's a Snapdragon 8, isn't it? Which is kind of a decent powered chip. But yeah, it opens it like that. It literally opens it up like you see it here. This obviously is a little bit more cluttered because I have been personally working in this. But yeah, you should be able to do it with iPhones as well, because if I go to the Godot website, how did you get? So, are you an Android user or a Windows iPhone user? That's the question. Okay, so if you're an Android user, go to Google Play, type in Godot, or Godot, or however you want to pronounce it, and there it is. Literally, it's there. And yes, I own a lot of Samsung devices. I've got like the A13, A9, S9, S22 Ultra, and S25 Ultra. I use them because of their reliability. So, you got Godot literally ready to install on this. You can see games that people have built. I am not fully 100% sure if that is actually built-in engine or it's been ported to engine. It's always been questionable on that one. And I just remembered what I was looking at last night. At the current moment, no. My phone stays relatively cool. And as for Godot on iPhone, yes, it is. Are you kidding me? They had to rename it. They actually renamed it. Here's the thing, it's, even though it might seem like it's going to overheat, Godot is very stripped down. It is not like Unreal, where with Unreal you have a lot, you're given the full bag. You've got all your presents nicely wrapped into one big engine. Ironically, we do cover this in the podcast on my YouTube channel. Let's see if I can find that link. Nope, I don't want to copy that. What I do want to do is this. This is where I find out I'm not logged in. Yeah, that way. But yeah, the S22 Godot's very lightweight. That's the one good thing about Godot. It's lightweight and it's not going to cause any major overheating. It's not like it's going to be running Unity, it's not going to be running Unreal. It is there. You have to build everything in, which is kind of a good thing about it, but my main current issue with Godot is the Android version is temperamental. And when I say temperamental, I actually mean temperamental. I kind of want to see what if I just dump the standard color on. Oh my god, it is literally the same color. But yeah, I'm not that too worried about overheating. It's my main concern is probably older phones won't be able to run it or be able to do any large 3D modeling ones like I'm doing. Because of the engine limit. Yeah, it's because Godot has nothing in it. It literally has... So, I'll show you what a new Godot project looks like. Project. Quit. Save. Just so I don't lose that. If I create a new one, call it Twitch. Actually, do you know what I'll do? Is I'll do a side-to-side comparison, because I can actually do a side-to-side comparison. Why am I doing that? I'm in mod. Okay. Dex, you can get unlocked. Copy, Control V. Nope, I just pressed it already. So, Godot actually doesn't have an installer. That's how insane it is. It actually doesn't have an installer. You run it as a project. So, if I go down to my downloads. Anything nope. This is where this is getting launched. Quite literally, it's there. It's in a single executable file. As you can see, I have been doing some tweaks, tests, working things out. But my personal main issue with Godot, my god, how you make materials is annoying. I'm not joking. The way the material editor works in this game takes me back maybe 12 to 13 years. There have been some impressive games being made in Godot. But yeah, there's limitations. Especially one of the main limitations which gets to me a lot. Can you see this here? This door? This door is 2 assets. This is saying it's 1. Now, if I go to Unity, get the same asset, as you can see, same asset, but I have rotation control. I can animate this door if I wanted to. In Godot, it is a solid object. And yet, when you go into the FBX files, it's 2. Which means whenever I use this asset in the world, I've got to do a Resident Evil DAW. If you don't know what I mean by that, I've got to click on the door, it fades to black, and you get teleported to the opposite side. It's kind of one of the drawbacks, which is annoying. Anyway, let's get back to actual game. Oh, that's one too many. That mouse can go there. This mouse can go here. But yeah. Probably if you have an iPhone and you turn it landscape, you probably get the same view. I cannot say that for certain. I can't say it for certain because I don't use iPhone products. I use Android mostly because it's the ones I personally used in the past. Let's go to Godot, see if they've got an official downloads. Okay, this is weird. Gives me Linux, but there's no... Okay, so, quick update on what I've just said. Let's see where this takes us. It looks like there is one for the Mac. However, not iOS directly. I don't have a game I've launched yet. However, I have been credited on one, which is called The Living Dungeon. It's a few-year-old game. Came out 2016. I've been jumping in and out of the industry for a while. It's one of those things where you can get burnt out quickly if you're not careful. But yeah, this project is a side project. My main project is Night in the Maid Museum, which is going to be a VR game with where you have to spend a night in a haunted museum whilst being stalked by wax maids. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that out next year. It's just there's been some personal things going on. Yeah, it's your stereotypical haunt. Yeah, I know, haunted museum. Yeah, the thing is, it's actually, I'll show you it. Let me just flick over. Sorry, I'll save it. USB stick. Right. That's where you are. This actually does use some of the assets from Cinti for the time being. I just haven't got around to getting some made assets yet. Yeah, and will not lie, this project will not run on my PC. On my phone. So this is the main environment. As you can see, it's pretty much still in the works. And as you can see, Spider-Man's been here, sticking books in the air. You got like the bedroom, spare room, bathroom, which has not been finished. Stands where the maids are gonna be. Another big empty room. No one. Where you're gonna be sat. And if I go into game. Pull up cameras. You can see there's already environments with the cameras being set. Because I think that's outside your room. That's the thing. It's because it's not a normal museum. It's the owner. The place is called Dr. O. Watson's Wax Made Museum. closed in the 1920s after a lot of mysterious disappearances. Rumours are speculated that he's been killing everyone. Yes, but it's like it's showing off like the old old Victorian era style environment. So you get a lot of Victorian made outfits in this project, where they've been neglected for years. Yeah, so it's a Victorian museum. You get them a lot in the UK. And I think that's trailer camera. Yeah, that's trailer camera. But yeah. Have I changed anything? Nope. But yeah, this is the main issue which I have with Godot, is I can't access children assets. Yeah, so it's like a UK museum, yeah. Because in the UK we have like... Bring this one up. This is how many Victorian museums we have in the UK. London. Keep going up further north. You've got them everywhere. Yeah, so this is like, instead of like Five Nights in Freddy's where it's in an old abandoned diner, this one's going to be set more in a UK theme where where it's been left abandoned for some unknown reason. So this is kind of the art style I've been going for, where you have like turn of the century stuff, where you have like the grand fireplaces, books, hallways with so things like that. For the mobile game, the one I'm working on now, I want to go to Cinti Store, not ask my access. Yeah, so having that style environment, and what I'm going to be doing is over the course of the days the person's there, the environment becomes more alive and becomes a lot more terrifying, because you're actually a streamer in the maid game, and you're doing it just to get views. Problem is, you start seeing things over the course of the nights, which you start questioning on what's actually going on. Because things change. So your first day, everything is coated in dust. The next day, less dust, but you're not the one cleaning it. So I'm trying to aim for a feeling of more you're there, more the world comes back to life, which means the threat also comes back more and more. For the mobile game, you're a engineer who crashes into a side of a space station on an R&R, returning back to the station for R&R, only to find it's coated in aliens and a hostile species. I've also got a fun pack, which is this. It reminds me very, very much of Alien Isolation. Then this is a very old pack. I do have access to this one, but so what I'm going to be doing is I've crossbred all 3 of these packs. Into one big project, which was a nightmare because the project kept crashing out. This one is this one's basically the Nostromo or Sevastopol Station. There is the Last of Us one came out last year. I kind of want to get that one though. This is Last of Us. Spider. This is pure Last of Us. I kind of want to get this one, but if I was going to do a Last of Us-esque style game using this asset pack, I would be using Unity. And not be building it on my phone. Because there's certain decal features you can get. It would be very interesting to combine that Horror Insane pack with the Medieval Village and the Zombie Village pack. Literally, you could remake Oh my god, I can't remember what the name is. What is it called now? Evil Within. Is it Evil Within? Yeah, Evil Within. Okay, let's turn that off. Go to that mode. Turn Dex back on. Flick my screen over. But yeah, there is so much you can do, which in this program, which just isn't always stated. This one, like I said, Godot has its mass limitation, but I have a feeling it could come a rival, but you're talking maybe 10 years for the engine, by the way. But yeah. EPL. Yeah, that one's a new one on me. Oh, do you know the one? Do you know the one thing I never got into? I never got into football. I actually never got into football. In also, United hasn't been a good team for a while now. Especially when you look at they didn't exactly do great last season. Okay, here's the thing. I don't mind playing it. Watching it for me is boring. I would rather be playing a game. I would rather be playing a game where I actually feel like I'm actually progressing somewhere. So, let's say playing Ratchet and Clank, Rifts Apart, then playing, then watching football. Because with that, I actually feel like I'm. No, Wolves are. United is already 1-0 up. So what? United's winning? That's oh my god. You're gonna make me look up football, aren't you? So Man United are winning by 1 goal. Yeah, it all depends on who you're watching. Here's the thing. Yeah, it all depends on who you're watching with. If you're just watching it on your own, I get bored very quickly. I'm not gonna lie. If you actually look at how many tabs I have open as on YouTube on my main PC halfway through the day, you can tell when I've got bored of a long video, muted it, switched onto another thing. It's still loaded in the background for me to return back later, and it's still got a 40% chance of me going back to it, 60% chance of me just thinking, uh, watch that, watch that earlier, got bored of it, yeah, close it. But yeah, I'm going to be finishing in half an hour. So, nope, that's what I need. What's the... Keyboard, please. Anyway, how are you doing, Connor? I can't complain. A day ruined by looking at... Yeah, I can imagine. To be honest, not too bad, but it's always nice to have people to talk to. Plus, it was fun having Matty in my ear. Because it was always like, let's go down this rabbit hole. The player starts to overhead. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here's the thing. I think the main issues why I didn't get much typing done that time is because I was typing it on my phone. Was I typing it on my phone or was I typing it on my PC? I think, yeah, no, I was typing on my phone, that's why. Oh no, was it? No, I was typing on my PC. Oh my god, I can't remember if last time I streamed if it was on my PC on my phone. Let's go check. Okay. That's getting started for later. I was on my phone. That's why. My phone has a really, really weird issue at the current moment since I updated to Android UI 8.0. This keeps disconnecting. And I'm not joking. Literally, if I type that, watch the delay. It doesn't like hash. Mm. Yeah, but the problem is when I'm typing and doing things in delay, it gets super annoying, especially when I'm doing it in Godot. Because I'm not sure if you've seen this. I'm not sure when you came in. I've started getting the assets into the world. I'm starting to get them all textured. I have to do it one by one. And I'm not joking. I think I'm up to this. Oh, I'm up to trimmed. I'm up to this stage where I'm up to the trimming. Because if I bring stairs in, yeah. Stairs are done. But I've got to remake every single material. Do you know what's even worse? Apart from that just terrified me. I've still got all this list to do as well. And then this list. I am thinking once I get the game document done, just doing a few just chatting streams of me just getting the materials reintegrated. One nice thing is the Sci-Fi City one doesn't have that many textures. Yeah, just having probably doing it, have a guest on site. Having a guest on chat just to chat because I don't want to go insane. Um, and going from there, and just chatting whilst doing it. Probably buy a new keyboard which I plug in. Just so the keyboard doesn't keep disconnecting. Who knows? Hopefully, I'll have my new chair by then. Because I'm trying to save up for a new chair. Because I'm not sure. Were you in chat last time? Because there's this chair. There's these packs I really want to get, but they're stupidly expensive. Because yeah, there's this chair because it's. I kind of don't want to get a normal size chair. I want to get a slightly wider chair than a normal desk one. Because with the wider ones, the wider ones allows me to cross my legs. Question is, do I have these as Sims? Stations synthetic. Yeah, I've just stole that pretty much. Okay, now I need to work out, does my pack contain the synthetic module? I think it does. Okay, what time are we on? Okay. I think for now what I'm going to do is it's getting pretty late and I have been working all day. I'm going to call this stream an end. So thank you everyone who came by. I do appreciate it. I will see you in the next stream on Wednesday, where hopefully I'm going to be pretty much hammering this down for the next 2 days. And I am going to start building the game hopefully on Wednesday, even if the game document isn't fully fleshed out. I can keep on working on fleshing the project out in my own spare time. Because I want to start getting to the prototype staging where I start getting things moving. Because I don't want this project to run till end of mid next year. I want to get this project done by, say, February. Yeah, so probably end of February, mid March-ish. That's how much time I want to spend on this project, because I do want to work on my other project at the same time. But yes, I will see you in the next stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed. For those on YouTube, goodbye. I will see you then. And yep.